Failure accompanies the experience. The more experience you have, the higher your chances of achieving the once thought unachievable in life. The best case scenario is that of a wealthy man. If you ask a rich person today about a life lesson, he will always stock it, and he will definitely regret realizing the lesson much later in life. Is it possible for you to claim such important life sessions much earlier in your career? Is it time only that can teach us a new lesson? Wealthy people are looked at with a variety of notions. A normal person who aspires to be wealthy one day would create an assumption about the person he admires. It may be that snobs, arrogant, wealthy people are better than everyone else and would even try to buy happiness with all the wealth on earth. However, nobody really takes the effort to understand what the person has gone through to achieve success. Despite the socio-economic gap between the admirer and the wealthy person, a thing is for certain: life lessons. It is using those learning that the wealthy person has learned life lessons, what has been gained from earning their wealth, and you can learn it too. Let's start with number 12. Nothing is constant in life. There will not be a moment where you should think that anything in your life should stay with you forever. Your entire life can change in an instant. Therefore, instead of mourning over what you did not receive, you should be grateful for what you did receive. Furthermore, the time you waste thinking how other things could have benefited you better, you need to use that time to make amends and make use of whatever you have in order to make the most out of your life. So you actually believe that regret will help you succeed in any manner? What will happen the most if you don't stop worrying about your life? You will have no command over anything. It is important to realize that nothing's going to stay forever. You cannot hold on to each and everything in life. That brings us to number 11. Stop thinking, take action. We don't want you to stop thinking completely. You need to stop irrational thinking and take charge of your own life. The point is, what are you doing by simply overthinking things? How will that ever help you? It is certainly important to come to a conclusion about what you actually want in your life. However, you only need to spend time to think about the goals and take action towards it. Action breeds more clarity than thought. The simplest meaning is, you can't think your way out into a new life, you have to act your way into a new one. At the end of the day, you will only learn, improve and figure it out by doing. When you lean into your curiosity and walk the path, you will gain experience, and the answer to what you actually want will as well reveal itself to you as you take steps towards achieving it. Moving on to number 10. The future is optimistic. The better life is typically perceived by the average person as having lived in the past. People weren't glued to their electronics, life was easier, and genuine men actually went out and made a good living for their families. Music was also better back then. These individuals have a pessimistic outlook on the future and frequently assert that everything is simply falling apart. People grow stagnant and lack huge goals when they don't look towards a better future. Next to number 9. Don't start out pursuing wealth. People want to get wealthy and start their mission with the sole focus on money, but that will actually take you more time before you actually become one. It is better to pursue a passion, kickstarting your goal. Henry Ford was one of the few people who pursued his passion, a horseless carriage. The same goes for Steve Jobs, as Apple wasn't built in a day. It started in the garage, and now Apple is the biggest company in the world. Adding more to this list, Bill Gates and even Warren Buffett also pursued their passion. The thing about passion is that it propels people to advance, to keep pushing forward, and to resist giving in to failure or despair. The rest of us work to make money. We choose careers that will pay enough for us to live comfortably. We spend more, which leads us to seek out more money to spend. Contrarily, the wealthy developed a passion for something early on, investing, driving, or computer technology, and they were prepared to go hungry so they could follow that drive. Up next to number 8. Commitment, consistency, and persistence. It is you who take control of your life, and not your life taking charge. Therefore, if you want to take charge and make better changes towards a positive trajectory, you need to embrace these rules and apply them. Commitment is what gets you started, consistency is what gets you somewhere, and persistence is what keeps you going. Accompanying these 3 items will mean discipline in your life. When you start a new path, you need to have a commitment to yourself and the urge to keep going no matter what. Without commitment, it will be difficult to learn anything new in life. Similarly, consistency is the key to create long-lasting and sustainable change in life, and persistence is what keeps you going in spite of adversity. At number 7, we have take care of yourself. Between where you are now and where you will be tomorrow, there's a thin line. You have a modest daily ritual that serves as a hinge between the two. If you adopt negative habits or ignore the good ones, you will gradually degrade over time. But if you adopt excellent habits, you will gradually strengthen over time. The truth is, we encounter fresh difficulties every day, some of which are greater and more disastrous than others. Despite any emotional chaos we may be experiencing, we must look within to find the strength necessary to get back up and keep going. Where do we start? We let our daily routine support us, because what you do now will mirror who you will become tomorrow. Your daily routines and self-care rituals shape the rhythm of which your life flows and the course it takes. Do you aspire to become an artist? Ask yourself, are you creative enough nowadays? You become your habits because you are what you repeatedly do. Don't expect breakthroughs to happen overnight. Transformative breakthrough happens after the tiny increments of change in your daily lifestyle compounded into something beautiful. On number 6, stop comparing. There is a lesson one needs to learn very early in life. Every single second you spend comparing yourself to someone else will be a second spent wasting yours. Comparing yourself is the most toxic habit anyone can have. Furthermore, when you are comparing, you are decreasing your worth for a completely different person who probably doesn't even care about what you're doing in your life. Comparisons becomes a habit for a child from the very start. It can be disastrous for your mental health and emotional well-being. Each and every one of us is unique. We all have our own stories to write. We do not sideline ourselves in someone else's story. Then why should we compare? Why should anyone else write our story? Create your own definition of success. On number 5, enjoy being uncomfortable. As soon as you start to be comfortable with your zone or situation, this is the time you should switch. In your comfort zone, one can never outgrow themselves. Wealthy people are driven by uncertainty, and they are happy taking risks when they don't know the outcomes. These are not reckless risks, but calculated ones. On number 4, be careful with friends. The ones who are with you in your times of richness are not your friends. Your true friends will not be the ones who stop you from taking risks or decisions. The people who start showing up as soon as wealth appears in your life have only one goal: to get a piece of your wealth. On number 3, not everything is about money. Ask the ones who are wealthy. Are they very happy with a ton of money? With a wealthy age, people tend to desire a much simpler life, better health and more quality time. They spend less on themselves and more on others. In other words, they start to value humanity and not a business. On number 2, don't fear failure. Failure is a part of a successful life. If you don't have a failure in life, your true sense of passion will not strike. And at number 1 we have, value the present and stay confident. Successful people have developed confidence in a number of ways, not the least of which experiencing failure. It is important to cultivate self-assurance, because you will know that self-assurance is a great part of the battle on the road to wealth. Learn to value things when you have them, or else the regret will hit hard when you lose them, because not everything is forever. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, turn on the notification bell to always stay updated.